Welcome back to the Oak Ridge Homestead. I'm Cindy, and here's my daughter Shannon, and this is January, of course, and we are ready to do our seed planting for our garden for 2025. Make sure you push the subscribe button and push our like button too if you like us. Also, we're going to be doing our garden layout and the seed planting in February, which is one more time to start. We usually start our stuff. I use this book, and this is a really good garden planting book. I recommend it. And right now it's midwinter, and I always I kind of keep track of what we're going to do, and it has space for everything. Right now we're just going to work on the garden, but this book covers pastures and wild fields and everything else but for today. But I kind of follow this. I write my notes in there. I record data of things I like or things I didn't like if I purchased something or a certain company.
That's what you use your journal for.
Well, I have my journal, thank you. Also, and in here I have just the garden stuff. I have information in here for myself as well as, the gardening, and I put in what garlic I did, when did I plant it, how many did I plant, and then how much actually was I able to harvest. And last year, my garlic did not come in soon enough. I've always used Territorial, and it didn't get shipped soon enough. We had an early freeze, and then it just killed off everything. It didn't have a chance to really get rooted. So kind of switched to whom I'm going to be using. And the other good reference material I use is the whole seed catalog. I keep that. I don't tear it apart. I hang on to it because it has good recipes, and I can always refer back, and it has really good information on the different types of the vegetables. I always carry some very unique vegetable seeds, and vegetables from way back when, and species from, that's just very interesting. I think you'll all find that very, very, very interesting. Then also to keep in mind when we do our planning for our garden, we keep in mind of what we eat, and we grow for our family, friends, and what we're going to stock up for the year, and hopefully there's a little extra for selling at the farmer's market. We always compare what canning we're going to do, what stock up, with how many of a certain vegetable we need to plant. So we have to keep that in mind when we pick out our seeds. I always go with the oldest seeds first, so I don't just discard my old seeds. I keep them until they quit germinating, and I throw them out and go to the next package of seeds. But this way you're always rotating your seeds. And some of the things that we always plan on doing is I kind of go through and pick out what I hope to grow. I put that on a little chart. And then I'll just, because this year we want to try to really do a good winter garden. So I went through and found those out. Right now she's got the tomatillos. We want to do green ones and purple ones. So how many tomatillos do I have in there? I'll slide them in my book here.
Two purple, green, I don't know what that is.
There's a tomatillo.
I know.
That's a fat one. That's a big one. It's a grande. So why don't you give me the oldest purple, and the oldest green, and the oldest grande?
I have one yellow.
Oh, one yellow one. Okay, that's even better.
And these have the same dates.
Okay. How about that grande one?
Grande one.
This one. So we're going to try these tomatillos from Seed Savers Exchange, and from the Southern Exposure. This time, our first time in. We will start our seeds indoors in February. And I will just go by my little journal here. That way I'll know what seeds I planted. Just gotta find my tomatillos in here. Yeah, it comes after tea. So, yes, I suppose. Tomatoes. Tomatillos. I'll put them in my journal. That's way when I go to plant them in there, I'll know what ones I've used and if they've germinated well. If not, I'll have to dig in there and dig out something else.
Well, just so they don't watch us going through every one of these, why don't we just tell them, they saw how we're doing it now, let's just tell them
Okay.
the rest of them we're going to choose for this.
Right,
winter.
so instead of boring you all for the next hour going through these seeds, we always gotta make out a list, and this is late spring and after the frost. But we have also early spring, which is probably this one. I do early spring because that's where you can plant your broccolis, your cilantro, your snow peas. All of those can go in the ground much earlier. I use little hot caps on them just to kind of protect them from any late frosts that might come about. But we always get these kind in first. Our carrots, snow peas, onions, leeks, spinach, all of those can go in fairly early. And then followed by later in the spring after your frost date would be the squashes, the tomatoes, corn, beans, sweet potatoes go in at that time. And then in the late summer and early fall is when, of course, we plant our garlic and we're gonna and onions. We overwinter our onions. We have broccoli that is cold hardy, so we always plant those in the late summer. Cabbage that is cold hardy that should last throughout our winter. So carrots, chives, cilantros, collard greens, garlic, of course, will be for spring harvest. Kale, the Russian varieties should overwinter. At least they will hopefully here. Leeks.
Okay, well, let's get back to what we're doing now.
Well, we got this as part of it. Okay.
I thought we were planning our spring.
Yes. Or early spring. Or actually, we're just planting all of it. Yeah. We have our canning chart here so we know how many vegetables we need. We do a lot of a lot of tomato things. So we have we're going to try to do some rotel, homemade rotel this year. Salsa verde, tomato stew, tomato sauce, pasta sauce. We do a lot of tomatoes, a lot of salsa. So we need a lot of peppers, tomatoes. Our berry patch should be doing pretty well this coming year, so we'll have plenty of strawberries and those. We don't have to plant those. But, so that's what we kind of hope to can up and hopefully go to the farmer's market with. If you have any questions, post them in our comment section, and one of us will sure get back to you and let you know this is how we plan. And we just go through our little seed packets, pick out the oldest ones. I put them in my journal, so when I'm going to do the seeding, I just go from my journal and pull out those seeds and keep the seed packet in here until I'm satisfied either I like it or don't like it, what I want to do with it. Well, that about rounds us up. Make sure you check back with us for upcoming videos. We'll have some cooking ones and some canning ones shortly. Y'all have a nice day.